Hello, once more, and welcome back to Shannon back here on YouTube doing my week 7 NFL predictions after going 6-1 in week 6. Breaking the record almost perfect, but nearly perfect. The only game that hurt me last week was the Jaguars and the Seahawks. Where the Seahawks, I picked the Jaguars to win. Seahawks ended up winning that game anyways. But unfortunately, yes, we're talking about the Jaguars first today against the Rams. The game in London on Sunday morning coming up. Matthew Stafford, Trevor Lawrence, two teams. Jaguars, one of those teams that's in first place, tied for first with the Colts. Both have the same record, 5 wins, 1 loss. Going into it, I believe, or both technically. I guess Jaguars are 4-2 actually. But looking at this matchup, Jaguars and Rams in London, two teams that look like this could be a Super Bowl preview. I don't think it's going to be a Super Bowl matchup this year, but if it is, that'll be interesting to see overall. Looking at the Jaguars and Rams this weekend. Talk about the Jaguars and Rams. Rams are one of those teams. They're playing in an NFC West that's tight race. Jaguars are playing in an NFC South that's tight race. Have Indianapolis close behind, in front of them, leading the division. Overall, looking at this matchup in London, Jaguars playing in London, Rams playing in London. It's interesting to see Jaguars. I don't know what to say about this. I think the Rams and Matthew Stafford. I think the Rams come out fine in this matchup. I think the Rams come out to take a big win, an interest site over in London. So give me the Rams and Matthew Stafford over Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars. And I do think the Jaguars get their second straight loss after beating the Chiefs a few weeks ago on Monday Night Football. I think the Rams, Matthew Stafford, will be the team that comes away in this one on a Sunday morning over in London. Moving on to Sunday afternoon, where the Eagles' Jalen Hurts coming in on a two-game slide. They're taking on the Vikings this weekend. I'm not sure who the Vikings will be starting at quarterback this weekend, but, looking at the Vikings and Eagles, Jalen Hurts, the last few weeks, losses all around, lost to the Giants. And then the previous week had a loss to the Broncos, 21-17, a game I picked them in back in week 5, and that was one of the games that hurt me and me go 3-4 in week 5. And unfortunately, looking at this one, this week, week 7 against the Vikings on the road, and the Eagles, they're having a tough time. Last week, it happened on Thursday Night Football in week 6 for them. Overall, I think the Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, I did say they're going to get hurt in one-score games, and they did once. Then against the Giants, Giants with a rookie quarterback, Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterbo, rookie running back, just blew the Eagles away on Thursday night last week. Going into this one on Sunday, I think Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, they have to come in mentally prepared and just focus on being the Eagles that they have been and not focus on winning one-score games. They need to score more than the other team. But playing Minnesota, I think that's going to be a tough challenge for them this week. Might be one of the toughest road games for them this year. The Vikings had one of the best records in the NFL last year, second best behind the Lions, and made a wild card game. Had 14 wins and 3 losses, while the Lions were 15-2. And so for Jalen Hurts and Eagles, I'm concerned about the Eagles coming in this one, going on the road. Minnesota, it's always a loud place to play. It's always going to be loud. It's going to be tough to get a win there and get a win. At the end of the day, I see the Vikings taking a win from the Eagles and winning by one score at least in this one. So again, the Vikings has a surprise pick this week over the Eagles, as I think the Eagles dropped their third in a row in week 7. Moving on, though. Moving on, next one. We have the New England Patriots. Mike Vrabel, their head coach of the Patriots first year, first place team now. Going into Tennessee, playing the Titans and the rookie quarterback, Cam Ward in this one. Should be interesting to see in this one with Cam Ward, a rookie quarterback, first pick of the draft. He's going up against the New England Patriots. Mike Vrabel, the Patriots, they're in first place because the Bills dropped on Monday Night Football last night to the Falcons. And I can say this, the Titans, they just fired their head coach not after week 6. And so the Patriots, Mike Vrabel, he's leading a first place team, which is a surprising thing. With a quarterback and Drake May on the road into Tennessee, one of the worst teams in the NFL. And you can look at it and say this much. The Patriots, are they back or are they not back? That's my question about New England right now in week 7. First, I'm talking about them this year. First, I'm also talking about the Titans with the rookie quarterback and Cam Ward. For New England Patriots, I don't know what they're thinking. Are they a team that's for real or are they not for real? I don't think they're for real, but I think it's a matter of time before New England falls apart and has issues. Against Tennessee, I don't think that's going to be one of those things. I think Mike Vrabel, former head coach of the Titans, I think he goes in with his Patriots team, gets a win on the road against a team that just fired their head coach. So give me the Patriots in New England for now, and the Patriots because I think they're going to come out of it and be a team that wins in a good game. I think they won by quite a bit, so give me the Patriots here on Sunday in this one on a Sunday afternoon. Moving on. Off to the Windy City with the Saints. They're going into Chicago to play the Bears. Caleb Williams, Bears on a 3-game winning streak. After starting 0-2, 3-game winning streak last night's game was a 25-24 win for the Bears. Week number 4 against the Raiders was a 25-24 win as well on the last second field goal that was blocked by the Bears. 20 game. Last night it was the Bears on the opposite end, kicking a game-winning field goal with Jake Moody, who's not their regular kicker. And you look at the Bears and Caleb Williams, they're now 3-2, which is surprising going to week 7. And I think against the Saints, I think that momentum from week 6 and week 4 combined after a bye week in week 5, I think the last 2 wins for the Bears by 1 point, I think the momentum carries over for the Bears against the Saints, a team that's not very good. I think Caleb Williams this week in week 7, 25, I think he's going to have his best career game ever this week. But don't quote me on that because I could be wrong, and crazier things going to happen. But I do think Caleb Williams, he's going to go out, and I think the Bears win by a lot this week against Saints. Saints, I'm not sure what to expect. I don't know anything about them. But the Bears, Caleb Williams, I think he's going to be just fine. And I think he has a career day in Chicago on Sunday. So get the Bears and Caleb Williams over to Saints on Sunday in Chicago. Moving on, though, we have the best team they AFC, who could be a number 1 seed if the season ended today, the Colts and Daniel Jones. They're up against Chargers and Justin Herbert on the road on Sunday, which could be one of the most interesting AFC matchups. 2 teams, top of their divisions, Chargers, Colts 5-1, surprisingly. Daniel Jones, the question is that I want to ask, that I don't know when it's going to happen. When will the Colts come down to reality with Daniel Jones? Because Daniel Jones with the Giants was not very good, was benched. He won the job this year over Anthony Richardson and who was the quarterback the last few years. The question is for me, when do the Colts turn into one of those teams that falls apart? Or will they fall apart? Or is this the Colts' rebirth with a new head coach, new owners, with the owner's daughter taking over as owner? She's doing everything she can to run the team. Colts are one of those teams. They're the surprise team this year in the NFL. And I'm going to keep talking about them until they fall apart. And if they keep doing what they're doing, you'll be seeing a lot more Colts predictions this year, surprisingly. We're not talking about the main teams this year, but the Colts, Chargers, Justin Herbert, Daniel Jones. This might be one of the toughest games for Colts so far on their schedule. Having to go on the road to LA to play the Chargers in week 7. And by doing that, it's going to be tough, I think. I think this week's going to be one of the games where Daniel Jones and the Colts have some issues. Because Justin Herbert and the Chargers playing at home. That building in SoFi Stadium is loud. Whenever the Rams or Chargers plays a home game in SoFi Stadium, it's loud for the opposing teams. And I think it's going to be no different this week. I think Justin Herbert and the Chargers find a way to win in a close one at the end of the day. Chargers get a big win on Sunday against the Colts, I think. So give me the Chargers with a big win on Sunday at home against the Colts. Moving on to Sunday Night Football, we have it here. Falcons, Michael Penix Jr., they're going into San Francisco. Levi Sampson of the 49ers, Christian McCaffrey, Mac Jones, or Brock Purdy. Who knows? Brock Purdy with his toe injury. George Kittle supposedly could return this week in week 7. We'll have to wait and see on the 49ers injury reports. But the 49ers are coming off a tough loss on Sunday to the Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield, a team that they should have beaten but couldn't. Again, I predicted the Buccaneers would win, and the Buccaneers won 30-19, and that was an interesting game. But for the 49ers going back home, question is, who starts at quarterback? Will George Kittle be back as well? Because the 49ers, they need help. They need their starters to return. They need George Kittle to return. They need Brock Purdy to return at some point. And the question is, when will they both come back healthy, or how will they come back? Because if they don't come back, then who knows what's going to happen down the stretch for the 49ers this year if they don't come back healthy at the same time. I think for the 49ers, you just need to focus on being a team. Their team needs to focus on just playing well and just play in the moment against teams they play. Against the Falcons stunned the Bills last night. I think this is going to be a game on Sunday night next week. That's going to be one of those games where it's going to be a matchup where both teams are going to play well, I think the Falcons maybe stun the 49ers, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think the 49ers after the night come away with a big win and pull off win. After losing 30-19 to the Buccaneers, I think the 49ers bounce back, get a big home win after losing on the road in week 6. Moving on, last game of the night coming up. Baker Mayfield Buccaneers 5-1 in the NFC South, one of the best teams in the NFC South. The Detroit Lions and their quarterback Jared Goff coming in off a loss to the Kansas City Chiefs, and Brian Branch is going to be suspended for a game throwing punches on against Juju Smith-Schuster. Didn't see the replay of what happened, but it's kind of interesting to say the least. Two teams that the Lions, they're one of those teams that had some issues as of late, but not to say the least. Buccaneers 5-1, the best team in the NFC. With Baker Mayfield, like I said about the Colts and against the Chargers, a loud hostile environment in SoFi Stadium, but you can say the same about Ford Field in Detroit where the Lions play. And I think it's going to be one of those factors again. Loud environment for Baker Mayfield and Buccaneers. The same they have to go into. A few years ago, Baker Mayfield led the Buccaneers in the playoffs to Detroit. The Lions got a win, surprisingly, and made it to the NFC title game. And that, I think, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know how that's going to happen this week. But I think the Lions playing at home against the 49ers, playing at home against the Buccaneers this week, should be one of those games where it's interesting to see which players get it here on Monday Night Football. We'll have to wait and see. I think it's going to be loud, though, for Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield. And for Jared Goff and the Lions, they just have to play their way of football, play hard, do what they need to do to get a win. At the end of the day, I think the Lions pull out a big win, upset the best NFC team, and get a win. Just like the Chargers. I said with the Chargers getting a win against the Colts. I think the Lions do the same against the Buccaneers this week at home, upsetting the best current number one seed of the season today. I think the Lions do that this week against the Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield on Monday night. So there you go. Week 6 predictions. Recap I'm taking. Starting out on Sunday morning in London, I'm taking the Rams and Matthew Stafford over the Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence. In Minnesota, I'm taking the Vikings over the Eagles and Jalen Hurts. The Eagles their third straight loss and a close one that's loud. In Tennessee, I'm taking the Patriots, Drake May over the Titans and Cam Ward, rookie quarterback. In Chicago, I'm taking Bears and Caleb Williams over the Saints. In LA, I'm taking the Chargers and Justin Herbert over the Indianapolis Colts and Daniel Jones. And in San Francisco, I'm taking the 49ers and Mac Jones over the Falcons and Michael Penix Jr. And in Detroit, I'm taking the Lions, Jared Goff over Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield on Monday night with the first Monday night game this week. Not the second Monday night game we're predicting, but there you go. Week 7 NFL predictions in the book. Please comment below who your favorite team is playing if you think they're going to win this week. And also, please remember to watch, like, subscribe. Don't forget to tell your friends to do the same if they've not done so yet already. And don't forget, hit that notification button below so you know when there's a new video on the channel. With that being said, have a good day. Stay safe and peace out. And I will see you right back here in the Week 8 NFL predictions next Tuesday. That being said, have a good day. Stay safe and peace out. And I'll see you next Tuesday with Week 8. Bye for now. Have a good day and stay safe. And I'll see you in a little bit with NFL prediction Week 7 quick version coming up shortly. Bye for now. Have a good day and stay safe out there. See you next week and weekend, everyone. Bye.